the number up here in a second, but sorry, go
Also,
ahead.
Charlie, Miguel,
So you guys call in.
let's say I made some profits in Ethereum. And, you know, your boy want to ball on a budget. What should I get into next, you think, from Ethereum games? If I should sell at all, if I should.
Right. So you mean like sell into another crypto or just buy or wait?
Just like what should you do with it in general?
Yeah,
in general. So right now, I mean, basically the safest thing to do is to buy altcoins that have ETF listings or are going to get ETF listing. This is Avalanche. This is Solana, Cardano. Cardano's getting one. Crow token. The safest one's probably Solana, and there's also XRP as well. But like that's very divisive with a lot of people. So like so like Solana probably a lot better. You know, it's right now it's like at $230. Very likely when the ETF passes, it's going to go to like $400 up and stuff. It will take a while because you know the money has to start flowing over months, but those are like the safest coins to buy because they're smaller market cap coins and they got the US stamp of approval. You're allowed to sell to basically retirement accounts or just like people on Robinhood basically if they want.
So guys, the number calling to the show is 646-490-0394 if you guys want to get in. 646-490-0394, and you can go ahead and ask the panel a question. But you know, we're focused on crypto. But sorry, keep going, Miguel. Just
No. So yeah, it's just basically the easiest strategy right now is basically to put money into coins we know are just going to get the ETF listings. So Solana is probably the next up. You could put money into Dogecoin right now. Believe it or not, it's like 23 or 28 cents right now. It's going to go to $1 over the next 6 months. You know, so there's coins there's an easy flip
Charlie,
right now.
Sorry, Miguel, are you saying if I put money in Dogecoin right now, I'll make money for sure?
Yes. I mean, I mean, obviously, you can't never say 100%, but yeah. I mean, like
this cycle, it's a lock.
It's a lock.
Yeah, I would say like right now, the clearest looking coin outside of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana for an upwards move is AVAX, Avalanche. So if you look at the chart on AVAX, it really it broke out of $30 and above only a few times this market. It's doing so again right now. The reason why is because it is also getting an ETF. And a lot of Wall Street money is buying it up. And a lot of coins, if they do survive and thrive in the next market after they've gone down after a bear market, they tend to go back to certain Fibonacci levels. So there's 3 to the upside. One that AVAX already hit, which was $60. Right now it's about 33. So if you jump into AVAX right now, Bitcoin, and of course it's dependent on Bitcoin hitting a new all-time high, which is above $125,000 this year. If that happens, then AVAX is very likely to go to $60 from here. So that's a 2x on your money. You can take that one to the bank over the next 3 or 4 months. Q4 tends to be the best time for every single year in crypto. It's usually October, November are your most profitable months, which is why we're putting the Crypto Mindset course webinars in the first week of October. That's when we're starting. And so, yeah, we just are like, okay, that's pretty bullish for a minimum move. If AVAX makes a really good move, let's say Bitcoin gets to about $150,000, $160,000, which is pretty much the next level after 130, 140 that it would want to go to, then you're going to get AVAX at about $90, $95. And if you were to get a crazy move on Bitcoin at the end of the year, which would be like up to $200,000 or $180,000, then you could get AVAX closer to like $100, $120.
Yeah.
So that's a really easy move to kind of watch, because a lot of Wall Street money is rotating into that. But yeah, of course, nothing is ever guaranteed in any market, right? So you have to go on probabilities and everything like that. Right. But AVAX is one of those ones that's just screaming at everybody right now. It's a banker's coin, right? Because there's a lot of JP Morgan money behind it and other banks that are using it to facilitate, different things that the banks do. Some of them a little bit more above board than the others.
So, and there's also 2 coins I've got to mention that are also going to get some action. Chainlink. Thank you for the chat for reminding me, but yeah, Chainlink.
Correct. Sergey Nazarov is in with the Trump administration.
They were part of the whole dinner and everything. Like Chainlink's like one of the most important coins. It's not one of my favorite coins, but it's one of the most important coins in crypto because it's the infrastructure. It basically sends, like, the simplest way to explain it is it basically tells blockchains what time is it, as well as what price the tokens are in the market. So it's basically like it tells contracts in the ether that, like, hey, Ethereum just hit this price. Okay, cool. And then that moves the chain basically based on its shorting and longing and stuff like that. But Chainlink is this just happened like in the last few weeks. A treasury company is going to start buying like $100 million plus of Chainlink. That's going to start pretty soon, as well as it's going to get an ETF as well. another one. This is a meme coin, believe it or not.
I think AVAX is just to kind of quote different
AVAX.
numbers, right? So that's about how much is going into that. AVAX has got about 500 million guaranteed coming toward it. They're trying to raise about $1 billion between two different companies. Crow, we said, has like $6.5 billion from Trump, Eric Trump going into it. There's just money. And like we said, Ethereum has about $25-30 billion coming into it. So there's a lot of money. Like as you go down the altcoins that are less of significance compared to Bitcoin, Ethereum, you kind of have less money coming into them, but it takes also less money to pump them.
All right, let's do some calls.
Unless anything else you guys want to educate them on before we start taking in calls?
Probably a few things, but one thing I will say just very quickly, because I know every time we come to your guys' show, I mean, especially this market, because retail doesn't have a lot of money. It's mostly Wall Street money coming into crypto that's been moving a lot of the price. A lot of people are like, this crypto stuff, it's not going anywhere. It's a scam, all that stuff. And you're like, well, if you've been paying attention to what we've been saying every single stream, I think we were on your guys' stream for, I believe it was a Monday, but it was the 21st of November, 2022. It was literally the same day as the Bitcoin low of $15,500. And right now, Bitcoin is $100,000 more expensive than that day.
Yeah.
And we're not even 3 years later, right? And so, and every quarter that we come, I think maybe there's been 1 or 2 quarters a year where it's mainly sideways, but 3 out of 4 quarters that we come every year, and Q4 has been up every single year. That's where the low happened. That's where we go to new all-time highs last year. Every time we come, prices are higher. It's usually a 50% to a 2x, which is a double 100% move on a lot of stuff, especially on the mains that we've come back here for. So it's always kind of funny to me to see that there's people still doubting crypto at this point with Bitcoin above $100,000, because you have, I mean, we could just name some of the banks that are in on these ETFs, but you have Van Eck, which has a pudgy penguin as a PFP on their actual Twitters. And some people are like, I don't want my bank putting up a PFP of a pudgy penguin. They're like, too bad, right? And they're, working with Tom Lee. Pengu is one. Pengu token, I think, is one that can do really, really well, even just in the next 2 months. It already has a really good move and following. I think it's one of those ones that everybody from both Wall Street, crypto, different organizations like the Trump I shouldn't say administration, but like the Eric Trump group, because
World Liberty Fi.
World Liberty Fi, their the family trust, essentially, right? All this stuff is really moving crypto. We're getting a huge adoption here, but because there's not as much crazy speculation happening like we had last cycle, it's really focusing on what coins of quality and then some of the coins in their ecosystem instead of like every coin that exists. I think people have got kind of a little jaded to crypto, and it's kind of like a frog in boiling water to some extent, where prices have come up, but they've come up a little less aggressively or a little bit more slowly than they have in the past 2 bull markets. And so for that reason, I think a lot of people are still on the sidelines in disbelief. And so, I mean, every kind of $25,000 Bitcoin moves up, you're going to get new people kind of awakening and being like, oh shit, like, okay, I doubted crypto, but can't really anymore.
Damn. Yeah.
So, yeah.
And like the last one is basically Bonk, which I didn't really like. I couldn't believe that one for a while, but like basically Bonk is making their own version of like Pump.fund, but they're now partnering with Radium, which is the biggest exchange, DEX exchange, one of the largest on Solana. They're now working with Crow Token, and they're going to be working with World Liberty Fi. So there's kind of like Trump administration's Crypto.com, Radium, and this meme coin.
Right. And if I were to name other banks, we got Van Eck, we got Bitwise, we got, what's Kathy Wood's company again? ARK Invest.
ARK Invest, yeah.
We got Grayscale, which tends to be, if you watch what Grayscale does, whatever ETFs they apply for generally have gotten approved, because BlackRock is also going in on stuff that they're kind of moving. They're kind of like a first mover for crypto in Wall Street. And so, if you're paying attention and watching these things, there's tons of money making opportunities every single quarter. There's a bunch of our guys who we got into this token called Nobody token. They've made
nobody sausage, man. I think they were sponsoring the Canelo Crawford fight, and they were betting on Crawford.
and like Nobody token, it came out, I believe, in April.
Yeah, April, for like I think like a little under $1 million. We got in at 4 million, and it's right now at $60 million. So we've done pretty good with it.
Yeah, market cap. And so there's a lot of people who are taking the Q3 crypto mindset course, which we everybody enrolled for the last time we were on here at the end of June, beginning of July. And a lot of those guys have paid for the next crypto mindset course with profits and then had, of course, extra profits on top of that. So we always try to make sure that we get you guys plenty of opportunities within the quarter because we're paying heavy attention to the market so that you can basically make the money of what the course costs back if you're paying attention and taking the webinars for the information that we're giving. But I mean, sometimes because, global markets are a little choppy and everybody's kind of like, where are we before rate cuts started happening? I think that has kind of caused a lot of people to be on the investor sideline more so than I think probably they should.
But let's take some calls and stuff, and we'll definitely answer kind of why like there's been a lag, and we kind of know the real reason why it's been a lag out. I mean, it's been institutional, but like if you have
they're gonna connect the phone lines now. They have to use an app.
You are connected as the host.
They're connecting
Welcome,
right now.
host. You are now in the host room and can manage your callers from the call-in studio web interface.
Go ahead, Miguel.
Go ahead, Miguel.
You were saying something?
Oh no, I was waiting for
we were waiting. We weren't sure if there's somebody on the line or.
But
No.
yeah,
We just have to activate the service.
It's coming up.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So like, so one of the reasons why people have been complaining a lot is like, so we've like I've said, the Bitcoin side has been being bought up way more than the Ethereum side. In the beginning, there was just we had I think with January of 24, we had the Bitcoin ETF, and then much later in the year, we had the Ethereum ETF. Most institutional buyers were just buying Bitcoin. Just in the last 3 months, we started getting institutional buyers buying the Ethereum side finally, and Ethereum's now like really kind of starting to catch up a little bit. But it's really just been a strong Bitcoin cycle with some meme coins and Solana and other stuff. And one of the big things that's been going on in the background is that countries are getting into making stable coins as well as their central bank digital currencies. I think 60% of stable coins are being built on top of Ethereum. I don't think that's including like L2s and stuff like that, as well as like there's I think the South Korean government just launched their stable coin, their first ever stable coin on Avalanche like yesterday. And but what's going on right now is that we have like entities within like TradFi. These are like BlackRock. These are like big institutions and stuff, banks that are been suppressing and buying the Ethereum supply. Because and now we have treasury companies will have to be public about it, but like something like Bitmine, they're trying to get 6% of the entire Ethereum supply, which is 6 million Ethereum. Right now they have currently like 2.1 million Ethereum, which is like valued today at 9.6 billion. So they have 9.6 billion Ethereum that they basically bought in the last year. So we have these huge entities, just like we have in Bitcoin as well. These treasury companies are buying, but we also have very large private entities that have been like, so the way crypto works is through like a lot of the coins work kind of through liquidity pools. So we have exchanges, which is like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance. And then we have like DEXs like Uniswap and like PancakeSwap and like things like that, right? Well, Ethereum is really like even though Bitcoin is like our gold, like our oil is Ethereum. And because Ethereum has been kind of sideways for such a long time, it has really hurt a lot of L1s and L2s in the entire space. So because these L1s and L2s have been flat, some have done okay, other ones have just like pumped and then like not done anything anymore. Their ecosystems have suffered like tremendously, basically. So now that Ethereum's moved up, there's been sort of like this recovery, like, oh, finally. Now because a lot of these private entities have like loaded up on Ethereum already, which is basically they're loading up to be able to sell on people's heads at the all-time highs. And these treasury companies are they're just buying tens of thousands of Ethereum like every week as well. So like now, like it's now acquiring Ethereum season, but we still have very large companies buying Bitcoin, and a lot of that speculative purchasing is going to start going over to like Solana, AVAX, XRP, Dogecoin, Pro token. Eventually, there will be an ETF for World Liberty Fi. I mean, it's Trump's coin. I mean, like, well, Trump's going to get that money one way or another.
And speaking of those coins, right? And just let us know when somebody's on the line.
No, we got people waiting right now.
Yep.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, I guess one thing I'll say, just because the chat's talking about it, right, is and I'll try to make it quick on this point, right? But XRP is actually in a good spot, believe it or not, right? What? Oh my God, right? Because like basically XRP is this coin. It's kind of like a banker's coin in crypto. So there's people in crypto who love it. There's people in crypto who hate it, right? They have some of the best SEO out there. So they get a lot of people on the XRP train. I think I met some guy here in Vegas what was it? It was like 2 months ago. He'd bought XRP like under 50 cents, during this bull market or whatever. And it's at like $3 right now. So XRP has done very well. And the one interesting thing about XRP, even though the banks are technically, what do you call it, competitors to XRP because they're trying to replace the SWIFT system or at least have a different option for that. Even though the banks are competitors to it, they're coming out with the XRP ETFs and money's already started to flow into that. And so XRP is actually in a good spot to head towards $10. Now, if you watch TikTok, you'll hear, and don't do that with crypto, by the way.
Don't do that
Don't
at
do
all.
that. But if you see on TikTok, what they're trying to sell XRP as is going to $10,000 this cycle and stuff like that.
That ain't happening. That ain't
is definitely not happening. You do have, I think every time XRP goes up, a couple dollars, you have Brad Glaringhouse, who's one of the leaders in that organization, plus a few others who are selling, $50 million of XRP here, $100 million there, but the price still goes up, right? Because you have a lot of Wall Street buying their bags essentially. So even though XRP, I think it'll mainly keep pace with Ethereum this cycle, but it's a very high market cap coin. So that's actually a very good ability to do it. But I think it could easily get to $10 this cycle.
Maybe 12 pushing it at most.
Yeah. But I mean, don't believe the crazy hype of it going to like $1,000 or $10,000. That's absolutely insane for where it's at. But $10, $15 would be a little bit of a stretch. But $10 is very well within the range.
Their shenanigans. They have a lot of e-thoughts that they have on Instagram and TikTok. So like these chicks don't know shit about crypto, and then they're all XRP only girls and stuff. So you see, they're being paid to like shill XRP to like a younger crowd because like, XRP is mostly held by like the 40+ crowd. So they're marketing trying to get like 15 to like 35 right now through like Instagram and TikTok and stuff. So I see it all the time. I'm just like. I mean, they got like from OnlyFans girls to like, I got to give them their flowers, man. You got to market how you got to market.
They do very good marketing.
But like they're trying right now to like basically make the crowd younger because it's mostly guys in their 40s and up because they really got the boomer crowd and the extra crowd in XRP and stuff. But
so Miguel, would you say to buy XRP now?
Say it again.
Would you say to buy XRP now while it's $3?
I think there's better opportunities really. Than XRP, but it will do well. Like if it's $3, we believe it's it's probably at least going to $8. But the thing is like you could even say it could go higher. But here's the problem: is that this coin has shown in the past, and the founders sell tokens all the time. I believe every 3 months there's an unlock of tokens. They always sell more XRP. I mean, the one good thing, hopefully, there's contracts with the ETFs. Is maybe when the unlocks happen, maybe they just OTC the XRP to the what's called the ETFs, and at least maybe this is not dumping the price anymore, because this has been like the big problem is that this coin, for how big its community is, if you didn't have the foundation and the founders and the ex-founders and all these larger, they just keep selling it every fucking time, like every time. It's insane. Like this is why I've always told people to stay away from it. We guys were like, hey, I like XRP. Okay, here's really good prices. Buy it here. And they've done really well. They bought it at 50 cents. They bought it at $1, right? So they're up on it. But it's the problem is like the biggest entities in it, they sell it all the time. Like Ripple only makes money by selling XRP, but there's big things happening for it, so it will move. I'm happy for it. But like, you think at $10, someone's like, if they were selling it at $1, you think they're not going to sell some at 10, like massive amounts at $10?
That's when they pay for their mansions.
Yeah, and the same thing too with and I've had a bone to pick a little bit with this is something that really pissed me off in 2021 about Chainlink. Is that like the foundation was basically secretly selling a shit ton of Chainlink throughout 21, and then around November of 21, hey, you guys, we're officially done selling. We sold enough Chainlink to fund us for the next bear market, and we're going to expand and open like basically 20 or 30 offices around the world. And the community was like, "You've been selling the fucking year." Yeah. And the coin did really well. If you got in 2020. God bless you. You killed. It was one of the best.
It was like $4 to $40. Did a really good 10x there. Yeah. And of course, you could have got it at different prices too. But I would say that's what the move generally everybody did. But yeah, they did slow down by selling coins in the market for the foundation. They slowed down the potential, so it could have gone a lot higher.
It should have gone
in price,
way higher.
Yeah,
way higher. And
this is a strategy that a lot of people in crypto made from 2018, because at the end of 2017's bull market, even the Ethereum Foundation didn't really sell as much Ethereum as they probably should have
Yeah.
at the top of the market, because during the bear market, they're mostly in token, their equity or their value or the liquidity, whatever you want to call it, was mostly in the coin. And so when the market was going down for altcoins, they were losing their ability to hire developers, to build the foundation, to really, strengthen the project. So since 2018, you've had projects do that more frequently. It's just Ripple does it a little bit harder than a lot of other projects. So I just wanted to address Ripple, because the chat, there's a lot of both sides in the chat on Ripple, and that's our opinion on it. I think it'll do just fine. But I personally, I like Sui, I like Solana.
Yeah.
I think those ones are going to
Pro's
do
really
better.
good. Pro's
Pro's
good.
a solid one too.
Yeah, and it did. So like last thing on the Chainlink
AVAX.
thing is like they started like Chainlink actually at least in the first half from like May onward, it did really well, and then so there was an all-time high in the early part of 2020, which was I think it was April, I believe. We hit like $64,000 in Bitcoin, and Chainlink hit like an all-time high, or a month afterwards hit an all-time high. That's pretty normal. Cool. Then in November, we hit a higher price, the all-time high for 21 in 69,000. Chainlink didn't pump that high, or didn't even regain. So basically, it was being heavily sold the entire time by the foundation and insiders and stuff. So we look at, sometimes it's sort of like a girl, don't look at what they say, look at what they do. So this is why I'm just keeping my eye on them. It's just I've seen them do some trifling shit before, so I'm expecting some trifling shit later.